AI vs. Art, Why the Music Industry Still Belongs to Humans, written by me, Evan J. Thomas. Every generation of music faces a technology turning point. Electric guitars were once called noise machines. Synthesizers were accused of killing real musicianship. Digital recording was supposed to sterilize sound. Now the spotlight is on artificial intelligence, and the question is echoing around studios, stages, and comment sections is louder and clear. Will AI overtake the human element in making and performing music? Short answer, no. The noise around artificial intelligence and music keeps getting louder. AI can generate songs, clone voices, compose arrangements, produce mixes, and spit out entire catalogs of genre-specific tracks in just minutes. Tech headlines call it the future of music creation. Industry panels debate disruption. Comment sections predict replacements. Most bands hate it and despise it, and many PR agencies won't touch AI artists, and it's understandable. But step away from the hype cycle and into a rehearsal room, a recording studio at 2 a.m., or a packed venue right before the lights drop, and a different truth becomes obvious. The music industry doesn't run on output, it runs on humanity, and that's exactly why it still belongs to humans. AI builds from patterns, artists build from experience. Every real song has fingerprints on it, emotional, psychological, and cultural. It comes from somewhere. It's a breakup, a protest, a collapse, a rebirth, a belief, a question that wouldn't go away. Even party records come from real need for release and connection. AI doesn't need anything. It doesn't ache. It doesn't celebrate. It doesn't doubt itself. It doesn't grow through failure. It doesn't write songs to survive a moment in life. It generates structure without stakes. Human artists create with something to lose and something to say. That tension is where art lives. Music doesn't just fill playlists, it builds movements. Scenes form around shared identity and shared resistance. Rock, metal, punk, hip-hop, blues, none of these were born from optimization. They were born from friction with the status quo, from voices that didn't fit the template. AI can reflect culture after it exists. It cannot ignite in the first place. Become culture ignition requires point of view, risk, and consequence. It requires someone willing to stand behind the sound and say, this is who I am. Look at artists like Tom Morello, Rise Against, and Dropkick Murphys. AI algorithms don't take stands, artists do. If recorded music is a blueprint, live performance is a truth test. On stage, there is no buffer, no regeneration button, no prompt revisions. It's breath, muscle memory, adrenaline, and instinct. It's a singer adjusting because the crowd is louder than expected. The guitarist extending a solo because the room is so locked in. And the band tightening or exploding based on the energy exchange in real time. A live show is a conversation, not a calculation. It's a human element of music. Crowds don't show up to just hear songs reproduced. They show up to witness commitment, presence, risk, personality. The possibility that something unrepeatable might happen tonight and never again. AI can simulate performance, it cannot be present. And presence is the currency of the stage. The industry often talks about polish. Fans talk about moments. The cracked high note that hits harder than the perfect one. The tempo push in a chorus that makes it explode. The voice strain that proves the lyric is real. The off-script rant that becomes iconic. AI trends towards smoothness and statistical correction, but what listeners remember are the scars, audible proof that a human being pushed past their limits to deliver something honest. Perfection is impressive, imperfection is relatable. Relatable wins careers. The music industry is not just songs, it's ecosystems of relationships. Artists and the fan. The band and another band, artist and the producer, the performance and the crowd, and the scene and its identity. Fans don't just stream tracks, they follow journeys. They invest emotionally in artist growth, setbacks, reinvention, and comebacks. They read interviews, they wear merch, they travel to shows, they defend albums, debate eras, and bitch about all of it and music on social media. No one emotionally invests in a generator. They invest in the human story. Remove the human, and you don't just change the product. You collapse the relationship layer that makes the industry function. Every era brings tools that change process. Multi-track recording, drum machines, digital audio workstations, sample libraries, auto-tunes. Each one of those sparked panic. None of them replaced artists. The ones who mattered learned how to use the tools without becoming owned by them. AI will follow the same path. Smart artists will use AI to brainstorm, prototype, design sounds, and accelerate workflow, while keeping authorship, identity, and intent firmly human. The tool will evolve. The driver still matters. A distortion pedal doesn't make you a great guitarist. AI doesn't make you an artist. In a 1969 interview, The Doors' Jim Morrison accurately predicted the future of music, suggesting it would move away from bands towards electronic, machine-driven soundscapes. He famously stated, "I can kind of envision maybe one person with a lot of machines, tapes, and electronic setups, singing or speaking and using machines." I can assure you that Jim Morrison wasn't talking about the incarnation of AI. The heart of heavy music and much of modern-day music culture is rebellion against formulas, against expectations, and against safe choices. AI is built from existing material and weighed probability. It is by nature conservation in its core mechanics, even when it produces surprising combinations. But breakthroughs come from people doing the wrong thing on purpose. Wrong genre blend, wrong structure, wrong subject, wrong sound, until it becomes the next right one. Rebellion requires intent. Intent requires a will, and will is human. AI will get faster, more convincing, more integrated, and it'll absolutely become part of music workflows across the industry. But overtaking art is not a capability, it's about connection. Music that lasts is not most efficient, it is the most felt. As long as audience crave truth over texture, presence over perfection, and identity over imitation, the center of the music industry will remain here, and it always has been, with the humans who dare to make noise that means something, not in the machine, but in the makers. Check us out at soundfurymagazine.com and on Facebook and Instagram and YouTube. Thank you.